Hi. So I was thinking of doing a whole reading of my first poetry book that's called Words Sutures, and I've submitted it to a publisher. I don't know the outcome yet, but I believe it has a good chance of finding a home somewhere. They are poems that I wrote roughly over a decade, from 1992 to 2002, with the addition of a few more recently written pieces, but very much in the minority. So bear with me because it's quite a long manuscript, and there'll be some poems that you like more than others or that you connect to more than others, and that is also the same for me. Although the ones I like most, you might have other selections. Maybe we can talk about that at the end. I do have the need to put on my glasses because I'm old. So let me just start by saying that it's broken up into 6 arcs. It's a lot of it is quite narrative based, and it evolves over those different arcs. These are things that would be more obvious if you could see it on the page, and I'm actually going to enlarge it because even with my glasses it's tiny. Yeah, so we have initiation, faith and fracture, transformations, devotional, exile and elsewhere, and survivals, which is the last section. So in order that the video doesn't actually slow down, I'm going to have to do a side-by-side. So if it looks like if it looks like I am looking off to the side, you're correct. Initiations, part 1. Owl. Night, you're there like an oracle among trees. Ibu, the owl, half bird, half cat. Stuff of legend and fact. How is it in this dark, past the periphery of sight, you see stray wanderings of lizard or mouse? Owl, owl. Give me your eyes, eyes that clear fill a forest's seclusions, memory's underworld, piercing and watchful. All that summer, at Rolly Pool, staring into the cool waters of those smooth granite rocks, observing the life beneath, the moss, the boatmen like aquatic fleas, the tadpoles flexing their tails, slimy ephemera. All that summer, bucket in hand, I'd scoop what I could, evasive and sleek as eels, a recent spawning, without my efforts at preservation, plankton for the filmy hunger of fish. Every cell had a scheme written like fine print, but in weeks the pool would draw back to its rusty elementals, twigs and pebbles sticking out like teeth from a dead clay mouth. Back home, behind the veranda's screen, and replenished by bore water from next door's main, they seemed safe under my custodianship, unfolding like clockwork from spermatozoa-shaped frog. But it didn't work out like that. Instead, evolutionary glitches like the missing link, some half-formed, a merging of different worlds, ill-equipped for either element. Softball. At school, the only sport I knew how to play, while others jeered from the sidelines, predicting yet another miss, urging me to run fast, fast as the wind to first base. I stayed on, took risk with my aim, hoping to hear that dull thrum ball on metal, like some kind of sign. Softball, a girl's game, but more my idea of fun, more at home as I was, with the girls than the boys, who played rugby or British bulldogs, enjoying a tradition of roughness I couldn't buy into. too close to home. Had a few friends, the usual outcasts, a pallid English girl called Yvette, or the boy who wore nail polish to school and got beaten up for it. My only friends. Years later, I wonder what fate doled them out. Remember swinging on the monkey bars after school with Brian? Singing babushka and laughing, or pretending to be Wonder Woman, strong, cool, Amazonian. To change the past, go back to year 4, 1980. Reverse the sequence of events. Say all the words you never could speak. The year they awarded you, in dubious honour, a certificate for being the quietest in the class. Complain, kick, shout at anyone who crosses your path. Che for calling you names. Cassandra Passmore for cutting you with scissors. Still have the scar there. Complain, kick, shout at anyone who crosses your path. Che for calling you names. Cassandra Passmore for cutting you with scissors. Be the problem child you never dared to be. Give your parents the hell they deserve. Richly. Hit your first home run. Yonder up, where I learned how to swim, as sunlight edged watery as the river itself along the banks and magpies cried in their old aunt voices overhead, I took to the still body smooth as velvet. No one about. I would learn in silence, the best way, on my own terms. My feet smarted on crab claws and all manner of objects, a bed of nails under river's dark embrace. An astronaut unloosed from the burden of Earth, though not quite, gravity's pull still obvious, but more a faint echo of home, an anchor useful when coming to shore. It was like being suspended in blood. Life stared all around, every ripple daring reflection dashed by my fingers as I pushed out, a newborn fish. Clammy-fleshed, I swam for hours well into night, away from the holiday house, our uncle's clambering touch. I was free from that for once, a reed, a waving filament, a quiet momentary thought in the mind of the river. So that's just a taster from part 1. I won't go any further. I might make another part and add that on, because it's quite a long manuscript. But thanks for listening.